What's up, guys? Nick here from the Average Biker Garage. Back with you for another episode of the Average Biker Podcast. Hope everyone had a safe and fun 4th of July. Ate lots of grilled food and drank lots of beer and celebrated America a little bit. I spent mine out in the garage, sweating my ass off, working on my Wild Stallions motorcycle build competition bike. Making slow progress on that thing. I just dropped a video over on the YouTube talking about the competition and my build. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, head on over to the YouTube channel and check it out. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, what the fuck you waiting on? Go do that shit, man. And always, the link will be in the show notes for that. So, enough of the housekeeping. On today's episode, I have had the privilege of talking to a couple of fellow Hoosiers. Love talking to Indiana boys. But Jeremy Thompson and Casey Kassenbrock. I'm sure that I fucked up his last name. So Casey, if you're listening, my bad, dude. They're of Cornfed Customs out of beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. And they are a custom paint shop that dabbles a little bit in fabrication as well. These guys are exactly the type of guests that I was looking for. Just a smaller shop. They're doing big shit. And it's kind of a side hustle for them right now, but they're hoping to eventually take it full time. And I hope that they do that because their shit's nice. So, yeah, if you're in the Indianapolis area or anywhere really, they've on the podcast they talk about they've got work over in Pennsylvania and Alabama, I think Jeremy said. But yeah, just anywhere. Head over to their Instagram and hit them up and let them know what you're looking for, and I'm sure that they can hook you up. Even if you're not looking for work, head over to their Instagram, give them a little bit of love, and tell them you heard them on the Average Biker Podcast, man. That's one of the goals here, is just trying to help everybody connect and create a little community and, network. So it's nice talking to guys that really they're close to me, but also guys that are farther away and just different people with different skill sets. So, all right, yeah, that's enough of the intro. Let's get into my interview with Jeremy and Casey of Cornfed Customs. Yep. All right, guys. First off, go ahead and introduce yourselves, name, age, location.
Jeremy Thompson, 29, Cornfed Customs, Indianapolis, Indiana. Casey Kassenbrock, and also 29, and I live in Pendleton, Indiana.
Damn, y'all are young.
Yeah. I feel old.
You feel old?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it doesn't get any better, bud. I'm going to tell you that.
I believe.
All right, so you guys both mentioned your shop there. You guys co-owners of it?
Yeah, so we basically went 50-50. It's not like it's nothing crazy. It's a pole barn in the backyard of my house. So just a little something we set up.
Right. So well, go ahead and describe your shop. What all you guys do and what you guys specialize in.
So really, I just kind of started with paint a few years ago. I kind of just got into painting a couple tanks and little random stuff, you know what I mean, painting to sell. And then got like real heavy into doing custom paint. And we both feel like we both kind of wanted to build bikes for a while. And so it just working towards the funds, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Yep. And mean, the shop's a 26-foot steel building. We built a little paint booth inside of it, like a little 12-foot booth. That way we can at least do that in-house. We've got one lift that we've got a sporty chop on right now that we're kind of just working at when we get time for it. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's I'm kind of doing the same thing, just kind of digging away when I have time for stuff.
Yeah.
But so you guys mostly just concentrate on the painting, or are you guys into the fabrication part of it too?
I mean, I would say we specialize more in paint than anything, but if people need other work done, then we can certainly do other stuff. I mean, we don't really break into motors and stuff if we don't necessarily have to, but we could outsource if we had to do something like that, you know what I mean? But I would say mostly specializing in paint, and if there are other requests, then we can work at that as well.
I see. That's really cool, because I'd like to start my own shop, but I'm not a motor guy at all, you know.
Yeah.
So hearing that you guys are kind of similar with that, that's really gives me hope, I guess. You could say.
Absolutely. I mean, we venture out from the paint. Like we put together a Sportster for a guy, a month ago.
Yeah.
Just like it was like an 06 1200. He just wanted to, he was one of those guys that wants it to look like a T-Sport Dyna. So we did the paint for it, and the fairing installed, did some risers for him. Just a couple little things like clutch adjust, throttle cable adjust, tires, just little miscellaneous stuff. So nothing too crazy. But it all, it's all with what comes our way.
Right. So yeah, the Dynabro thing's really big. Is it really big down there in your guys' area?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty big.
People love their Dynas.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna lie, I'd like to have one as a daily rider, but other than that, yeah.
So what do you guys both ride, or is it just something that you're into?
Yeah, we both ride.
Yeah, I ride.
What do y'all ride?
I've got a later model Sportster that I ride every day, and then I've got a 1980 shovel in the garage that I've been trying to get together for the last few months. I mean, it's pretty much together. I just need to pull the clutch out of it and make a bolt hole repair, and then it'll be back on the road.
Yep. I actually sacrificed my bike, unfortunately. I had a 96 Softail Heritage we built, kind of to free up some funds for some other bikes. If you've seen it, it's on my Instagram. It's got the 9-inch stretch fender in the rear, the 16-inch bars on it, like a Cholo style Softail.
There's the orange and black paint.
Almost like a what do they call it? Vikla style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we built it to kind of free up some funds for other bikes, and after that, we ordered a gas box 3-up frame for the sporty build that we're on right now. So,
nice.
Yep. Yeah, I sold that bike to a guy in Pennsylvania. He drove down like 11 hours one way. Showed up at
like 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
or something like
showed up at the gas station 3 in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So it was a fun one.
What part of Pennsylvania was he coming from that he drove 11 hours?
He said he was closer to, I want to say closer to New York.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
I was saying, 'cause I'm, northern Indiana. I'm 5 hours away from Pittsburgh, so that's
Oh wow.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
too bad.
And Pennsylvania's a pretty big state, so from Pittsburgh to like Philly, I think, is another 5 hours.
Yeah. It's kind of wild. We've done. There's a lot of our paint work in Pennsylvania. So
Really?
yeah, there's a guy, Devin Weaver. If you've seen any of his stuff, he's got a shovel head that he built not that long ago. That paint isn't mine, but he raffled off an iron head like a 74 iron head, I think, like a year ago, and it had some paint from us on it, and
Some sweet fucking paint too.
yeah, it was big flake, like an axe tank, candy apple red.
Black
So
flames, I think.
yeah, black skinny flame. So he put it on his and raffled it off, and then ended up trying to buy the bike back. I guess the dude that won didn't want to sell it back, or like try to double price on him or something.
Really?
Yeah, so he raffled it off. The dude ended up getting the bike for like $100, I think, and he tried to buy it back, and the dude was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'll take $9,500." And he was like, you done lost your shit. You know what I mean? Like, I gave that, but you won that bike for $100. So
$500 for an iron head though. That's steep.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I hear about the Ironheads, they're not. I mean, I guess they either run really good or they run like shit. I've never messed around with them.
From what I understand, you need to be a hell of a mechanic to own an iron head.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had one we got from a guy in like Richmond, I think. We picked one up. Definitely overpaid for it. But it was in a Paco frame. And so we parted it out for the most part and kept the frame. And plan to build off of it once we're done with the one that's in the shop now. So
Nice.
yep.
So how long were you? What's turnaround time on your guys' bikes?
I mean, honestly, we haven't really set any deadlines, like for anything. I don't think, except for maybe that Softail we built. But I mean, we painted and put that Softail together in, I mean, once all the parts were here, like a month.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I guess I should ask. Is Cornfed your guys' full-time job, or you guys? That's just kind of like a. I don't want to call it a side hustle, but is it just something you do on the side?
That's absolutely what it is. It's a side hustle. I mean, we both work full time. I work 12-hour days, Monday through Friday, and every I think it's one Saturday a month. So some weeks it's 6 days, and that it does make it challenging to get things done in a timely manner. But I mean, we do the best we can, and I have 2 kids too, so that doesn't make anything easy.
Oh yeah, no, I got
boys, so.
Oh, I feel you there with the kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's we work on cars full time, unfortunately. So I mean, it's definitely something I would, we would like to make full time eventually.
Well, yeah, that's a good goal to have, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are off to a great start. Like I said, I scrolled through your Instagram. You guys do good work. Looks awesome.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, man.
So how'd you guys get started? You guys kind of mentioned it a little bit, just doing it for fun, and then decided to get the tax ID and LLC and all that, and make it a whole thing.
Yeah, so the tax ID and the LLC we haven't done that yet. I basically we've known each other forever, since we were like 13 years old. And it went from, building little cheap ass junky cars when you were 16 to trying to, or wanting to build bikes, you know what I mean, by the time you were 20. So we both ended up buying like a couple little piece of shit bikes for $800 when we were like 20, 21. And I don't know, I feel like that's what sparked it. Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to do after that.
I'm still buying those piece of shit $800 bikes right now, so I totally understand that.
Yep. Ride them till they die and move on to the next.
Certainly can't pass up a deal.
Oh, right.
Yep.
So what was the first bike that you all customized? One of those $800 pieces of shit.
Yeah, them were.
We put a little bit into your fucking Kawasaki.
Them were some special ones. So my first bike, well, like on the street first bike was like an 84 KZ 650.
Nice.
Like a straight piece of shit from a pawn shop. And I'm sure you know the Jap bikes, if it's like 50 degrees outside, they don't want to run. And so I bought one for like $800, and I rode it till it got cold that winter. And I think the most I did to it was like put some drop shocks on the back of it and made it look extra stupid. And like I said, rode it till it died. And then once it died, I bought my first Harley, which was that 96 Softail Heritage that I had for 5 to 6 years. And then we ended up deciding we were gonna use that bike as like a start, build it and get rid of it, see if we can make some money on it and free up some funds.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then your first bike was that?
Yeah, not nearly as cool as that KZ.
Come on.
It was a GL 500, like an 80s GL 500.
The Suzuki? No.
And that was a Honda.
Honda?
I think they called it a Silver Wing, because the Gold Wing was the big bagger. I think they called this one a Silver Wing. It was just more of a stripped down kind of deal. It was like shaft driven, it was very, very lame, but I mean, it was cool, man. I learned to ride on it, and it was fun. I mean, because I didn't grow up like with a bunch of toys and shit, so I didn't ride any kind of two wheel machine until I think Jeremy's Kawasaki was the first one I rode. But
and I remember specifically, you rode that bike down the road and said you would probably never buy another motorcycle.
Oh yeah. It had some like fucking buckhorn handlebars on it. I was like, man, I can't turn this motherfucker worth of shit. But yeah, I ended up buying that little Honda, and then I rode it around for a few months, and then I ended up buying a Sportster, the one that I currently still own. So it's been years now. I think I've had that thing
since
2015. So however long that is.
Nice. Yeah, I just had a guy comment on one of my YouTube videos, and then ended up emailing me. He said he built a Goldwing chopper, and I was like, dude, I gotta see that shit.
Yeah,
send me a picture.
That sounds impossible.
I'll send you all the video he sent me of it on your Instagram. But it was I'm looking for a Goldwing now. Like, it was cool as shit. I couldn't believe it.
That's pretty wild. You don't hear that too much.
No. I mean, it had fucking fishtails and everything, a little peanut tank and big radiator sticking out of the front of it. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like so somebody say they built a V-Rod chopper. It's not a thing.
Yeah. Well, I've seen V-Rods with 12-inch ape hangers on, and they actually look halfway decent. But
yeah, like the ones from Australia and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys in Australia put like the 300 tires on the back of them, and 14-inch bars. And
is that the shit you guys are into? Big fat tires and whatnot?
Absolutely not. No, the skinnier the better.
Yeah, so. I think about 200s, right where
where I draw the line.
Yeah, I would draw the line at a 200. Yeah,
absolutely.
If it's got a 200 swing arm, I'm not buying it. So, his Casey's Sporty, he bought it. It was a 1348. And the 48s come factory with that fat tire 16 in the front.
Yeah.
And so we took it, and it took some work because the front ends that are on those 48s are super different. But we ended up putting some 8-over tubes on it and fitting a 21, which after we looked at a bunch of stuff, like we tried to find one similar, and it was damn near impossible.
It was a real pain in the ass. We had I think the wheel that is on there is off of a 2008 Sportster, because nothing else that I could find would fit. And then we still had to shim up the brake and all kind of shit to get the front brake to work. So.
Holy shit!
It's a cool bike. It's on. I think there's one picture of it on my Instagram.
Yeah.
It's got like the gray tank with the airbrush work on the side of it with the teal flames.
So what was so tough about putting the front wheel on? You just have to make a bunch of spacers, or it just?
Well, the way the lowers are on those front ends, I think the difference is they're fatter than any other. Is that a 39?
It's a 39 millimeter mid glide, so it's not like a regular narrow glide like on the older Sportsters. So they made it. I don't know. It's definitely a little more difficult to get just something to bolt up. Because I think I tried 2 different aftermarket wheels, and then I tried one off of a Dyna, and then I ended up having to do the Sportster because I can't remember.
Off the XLC.
Yeah, 08 XLC. Somebody told me that would work, so I ended up just, going off of what they said, and it ended up working, thankfully. So.
Well, yeah, the internet's awesome, man. So much information out there.
Yeah,
we almost ran it with no front brake, and then we found some little like 1/4 inch spacers that we were able to space the caliper out just a hair and get everything to line up straight. So it ended up working out.
Yeah, it's all good now. It's been like that for a few years.
I know it's real popular to not run, front brakes on the choppers and bobbers and stuff like that, but
yeah.
I like stopping.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like I said, I ride it daily. I rarely ever use the front brake, but I like that it's there, and I had it was there before, you know what I mean? So I had all the parts. So if I wanted to make it work, if I could make it work, I wanted to. So I could have easily just said, the hell with it, but I would have rather have it. So.
Right.
With a bike that new, it's nice to have. You know what I mean?
So who, or both you guys, what got you guys into the custom paint work?
I don't know. I kind of started just like, I don't know, painting little random shit when I was like, I don't know, 17, 18. Like I painted a hood for a buddy of ours that was putting this car together, and, used super cheap materials, super cheap gun, like a Harbor Freight gun, and what's that paint like the clear you can buy from like Napa, like Finish One, like super, $40 a quart kind of stuff. Ended up spraying some little stuff like that, and I don't know, like it turned out pretty okay. And then I didn't do anything paint wise for a few years, and then eventually I just when Instagram became a thing, I had seen, or when Instagram got more popular, I guess, I had followed a couple guys who were real big into custom paint, and I was like, man, that's something I really want to do. And me and Casey and another buddy of ours were renting a house together, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll go to Napa and pick up some fine line tape and fucking tape up some shit on our table, you know what I mean? And so I came home, and we fucking got drunk, sitting on the couch and taping up our coffee table, and doing it until something looked decent, and I felt good enough to put it on like a tank or something, or a fender or whatever. And kind of just went from there. Just started buying tanks and, buying nice material. Like right now, all we use is House of Color. So, and paint wise, it just kind of went from there, I guess.
So no formal training or anything, just kind of fucking around and finding out?
Yeah, I mean, no paint wise, no training, no nothing. Trial and error is like the biggest thing when it comes to custom paint. If you you're guaranteed to fuck it up 100%. It's all in how you fix the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, they sell sandpaper every day.
100%. I got plenty of that.
So you do any pinstriping?
I don't do any freehand pinstriping. I've tried on like little panels and stuff, and it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just one of those things that, like, number one, there's a lot of maintenance when it comes to like your pinstripe brushes. Number two, I work on cars all day, like I said. So when it comes to having like a super steady hand for that, it's just not. It's one of those things where it's not for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I understand.
I'm sure I'll eventually get into it, but not at the moment.
I ordered a couple of brushes, just cheap brushes and some paint, some one shot.
Yep.
And I painted my tank and was like, I'll just lay down some pinstriping, and I fucked it all up. And
Man, it's keeping the brush straight and flat is the hardest thing in the world for me.
well, I'd lay one line that looked great, and then the next line looked like shit, and
Yep.
trying to clean it off and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, maybe this isn't really my thing.
Oh yeah. The only good thing about that is you can dab a rag in some acetone and wipe it right off.
See, I did that one too many times. Ended up wiping off the scallop off my tank. So I didn't clear it. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a painter, so I don't know if you saw the shadow that I built, but
yeah. I think I saw it.
I painted that myself, and yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And like I said, I ended up I ended up wiping off the one shot so much with acetone, I wiped off half the scallop one time, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, well, guess we'll just start over.
That's a soul crusher.
Yeah. That was the end of the night for me. I just put it up and said, okay, we'll try this again tomorrow.
Yep.
So what are I guess what is your guys' specialty, with the paint? Is it the Dynabro paint? Is it just the solid colors, or you guys getting any like marbleizing or what else? Big flake, you said.
Yeah,
You just
yeah. I mean, I really like doing the Dyna stuff, like the club style panel stuff.
Yep.
Just because there's like so much you could do with it, you know what I mean? Airbrushing is definitely my favorite part of it. But I mean, if I could pick a type of paint like 70s big flake chopper style stuff, skinny flames and stuff like that is definitely a favorite. I would have to agree.
Nice. So yeah, I'm assuming with the Dynabro shit being so popular right now, that's probably a good source of income for you guys then.
Surprisingly not.
Really?
Yeah, when that kid dropped that Sportster off and said he had a T-Sport fairing and all kinds of stuff, I was super excited. You know what I mean? I was like, nice, this kid's going to want like a two-tone, bunch of panel stuff, bunch of airbrush work. Absolutely not. He was like, man, I want white with ghost flames. And I was like, yeah, that's like, I don't know, that's like a broad, that's a big circle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ended up doing like a House of Color white base, and then did some pearl white flames, or I did like a dry pearl in a gold, and kind of dusted them on there, and it turned out good. But it was one of those things where I'm like, man, with a bike set up the way you wanted, like we could have done so much more.
And with those paint jobs, there's so much real estate, there's so much room to work with. So for just I feel like just white and ghost flames is just a little simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But he liked it. He showed up and he was like, man, it's exactly what I had pictured, and yada yada.
And that's what's important.
Yeah, which is good. So we were stoked that he was happy with it.
Yeah, the customer's happy. I mean, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had more people bringing Dynas and stuff like that wanted two-tone jobs, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I'd be a little happier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's listening,
yeah. For anybody listening, I need a soft tail or a Dyna that you want some kind of two-tone.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You're not getting more work with the panels and all that.
Yeah.
Especially them being so big right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a lot of window shoppers. You get a lot of people that, oh, my buddy can do it cheaper, or my buddy can do it this or that or whatever. And to be honest, I think we're reasonably priced. I mean, we built that Sportster for that guy for like $3,200.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was disassembly, full paint, reassembly, tire mount and balance, throttle cable adjust, clutch adjust, just little miscellaneous stuff, new brake lines. And yeah, he walked out of here $3,200.
So you charged him for parts essentially.
Well, so he brought most of his stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, even then, man, like, I don't know. We don't want to overcharge at the moment, Raising prices is good and all, but I don't think you should do that till you're busy enough.
Right. Oh, you said that guy brought most of his own parts.
Yeah.
How you guys are you guys typically comfortable with people bringing their own parts? I know a lot of shops are, you can't bring your own parts into the shop. They want you to, order from them.
Yeah.
Well, some of the shit that he brought didn't end up working.
Yeah. So we would much rather you not bring your own stuff. But in his case, I guess in our case, so I don't, like I said, the tax ID and the LLC thing, I haven't done yet. Like, we haven't crossed that line. The whole Cornfed Customs thing ended up happening because I paid a company in Illinois called Full Deck Design. We paid them for like a branding package, and so they made like a logo and a whole package, sent me all the PDF files and whatever. So the name and the logo are all like, what do you call that? There's a word I'm looking for. Like, not
trademarked?
Yeah, that. So like it's trademarked or whatever. But like the LLC thing and the tax ID, like, I don't know that we're ready for that until we can spend more time, in the shop than we do working full time for another shop.
Nope, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to customer parts, like, we're fine with you bringing some stuff. But the issue, like that Sportster he ordered some risers from Biltwell, and he ended up ordering the 1.5-inch risers, and so they didn't fit his bars at all. And I'm sure the prices on those risers are pretty unreal. They're like $389. So I ended up having to order the right risers, and then he had to send them back and all kinds of stuff. So it's much better if we have the bike here and you just tell us what you want and give us a budget. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that was a lot of the shops that I've talked to. That's the issue, is that, you can bring in your own parts, but if they're wrong, then it's more time just sitting there, wasting up your guys' shop space and wasting the customer's time, and real pain in the ass.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. So what's what is the process? You said you tore that one down from, tore it completely down to bare frame, I assume?
The 06, the white one we just did?
Yep.
No. We just disassembled it. Motor and everything stayed in, oil tank, whatever. Just took the wheels, tires off of it, took the tins off, and I got the tins and everything ready for paint. And, we just worked at it little by little. Just did the risers first and adjusted the throttle cables and the clutch and all that little stuff. And once all the risers and everything, the new risers showed up, obviously. Once all that showed up, got the tires put on it, put it back on the bike, and it sat there until the paint was done, really.
Nice.
Yep.
So you guys gotten into like hardtailing anything?
Well, we haven't chopped anything in half and then actually put a hardtail on like an OEM frame, but that Sportster that's in the shop right now is in a gas box frame.
Nice. So you guys haven't done any hard.
Frame, sorry.
You guys haven't done any hardtails or anything like that yourself yet?
No.
Yeah, we still have that Paco frame that Ironhead came out of. So we're kind of using what we got. We have an 03 frame also.
That'll probably be the first one that we end up chopping and putting some kind of aftermarket hardtail on. But as of right now, we've got 2 good rigid frames that we can work off of. So that one will be just down the road.
Nice. Would you say it was a gas box frame?
Yeah, the one that we're doing right now is the 3F gas box frame that has become pretty popular. And then the next one will be that Paco. It's like an older Paco Ironhead frame.
See, I haven't heard of the gas box frames. I've heard of Paco and what's the big one? I'm drawing a blank on it.
V-twin.
Oh, not V-twin. Here's another one.
Does Throttle Addiction make a full frame?
I think so. Just a hardtail, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know Lowbrow does the hardtails and.
So gas the full frame you see on Lowbrow, that's the gas box frame.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. So they offer for the Sporties, they offer a 3-up, and then they offer the factory down tube frame as well.
How's the quality on that one? You hear a lot of people complaining about at least the hardtails. The shit doesn't line up.
Yeah. Man, we were pretty impressed. It's a nice frame. It's
haven't ran into any problems yet.
Yeah,
all the welds are nice. Everything has seemed to fit up well so far. So
yeah, for the money, I don't think you can beat it.
Nice. What do those run?
I think it was like $1,100 or $1,200
for a full frame.
Oh yeah,
full frame. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen just back half kits for that much.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a nice piece for the price, and Gasbox is a great company. I've gotten multiple pieces from Gasbox, and I've never had any issues, except for I got an exhaust for my shovel head, and it doesn't fit because of my controls. But I'm going to put different controls on and make it work.
Yep.
So, but craftsmanship is still awesome. No complaints at all about anything Gasbox.
And their customer service is pretty killer too. We had a couple questions with the neck that's on that frame, and I mean, they answer the phone quick. They respond to emails quick. The MSO came separately, didn't it?
Yeah, the guy actually called me, and I can't remember what we talked about, but whoever I talked to was super awesome. So yeah, definitely no complaints about Gasbox.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. That's I'm hoping to build a Sporty here towards the end of the year.
Yep. They're nice to make chops out of for sure.
Well, I mean they're so abundant. They're out there and they're cheap.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody makes shit for them.
Yep.
Yeah. They've been around forever. So.
Yeah, we paid. I think so. Basically the donor bike for that frame. It's that. So the chop we're building right now it's also on my Instagram. It's it's the full frame. The engine's sitting in it right now. But that donor bike, it was an 03 anniversary with like 19,000 miles, and we paid like $3,000 for it, clean as a whistle.
Oh, did I lose you?
We're still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep. Okay.
All right,
cool. Yeah, $3,000 for it.
Yep, $3,000 from a guy in Westfield, I think. Running, riding, had all the service paperwork for it. Like I said, had as clean as can be. So,
yeah, it ought to be really solid once we get it together.
Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, you can see that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that looks sharp. How narrow are those bars on there?
So we built those bars from scratch.
Those are 3.5, or it's on the regular front end, so it's 3.5, I believe, is the spacing.
Yeah, no, the width of the actual bars.
Yeah. So they're like 10.5, I think.
Yeah.
They're either 8.5 or 10, I think, on the top.
Holy
It's
shit!
been a little bit. I can't exactly remember. It's been a little while.
You guys building that for a customer or?
Not for anybody specific. Nobody's asked about it yet, so it's just for us until it is ready to hit the market.
Nice. So is that kind of what you guys' business? Because kind of your business model. You build these bikes and then turn around and sell them. So not necessarily for customers, but just.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just for us until somebody is interested in it, or if we want to buy a running and riding bike and do some tasteful shit to it, or at least tasteful to us, and then turn around and put it for sale, and whatever, buy, sell, trade, flip, whatever,
Very cool.
We'd be open to. I mean, we're definitely down to commission a bike for somebody, though.
Yeah, for sure. If we were asked to build a bike for somebody, then yeah, certainly. But we just, we haven't crossed that road yet. So
Nice. So I'm 3 hours north of you guys, and the custom bike scene around here is pretty much non-existent. But what's it like in your guys' area?
A lot of baggers. Baggers. There's a place down the road, Most Hated Customs, I think. It's like a big wheel bagger shop. He does killer work. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of 30-inch wheel stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate painting baggers more than anything. Too many parts, man.
Cutting out again.
Yeah, I heard it. Did it go away?
Yep. Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. Yeah, too many with the baggers, man. It's hard to make a customer happy, especially when it comes to painting baggers, because you have, bare minimum, you have 12 parts. Most of the time, you've got 15. To do something like that, especially a custom paint job, you're looking at $5,500 all day. And I feel like that's on the low end. Yeah, that's on the low end most of the time.
Well, it's down there in Indy. What is it? Horsepower Inc. They're pretty big into the the performance baggers and all that.
Yeah, baggers and dimes and stuff. Their shit's pretty cool.
Yeah, they do killer work too.
Well, yeah, they're pretty big name in the industry now.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's
since 01, I think, or 02.
Oh, really?
Longer than I thought. I want to say it's like 01 or 02.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, that's longer than what I thought, too.
Yep. Yeah, the guy that owns Most Hated Customs, he deals with them quite a bit. And like I said, he does killer work, but he sends all his paint work to a guy that runs Wicked Color, I think, down on the far east side. So he does a lot of the bagger stuff for him.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much shit, but those big I drive or ride an Ultra. That's my daily rider. But those big wheel baggers, they make me sick.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. A couple of years ago, you'd see a couple and you'd be like, man, that's pretty cool. But the 30-inch wheel stuff, that shit is for the birds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not, and I think it's starting to go.
It is.
Go away, but I've seen a couple of them for sale, and it's nobody's really biting on them anymore because it was neat, but it's
they cost too much money, man.
Kind of like the fat tire chopper trend.
That scene died in 2008. So, and I don't know that the fat tire trend will ever come back. Like the big dogs and the Texas choppers and
Well, no, because once the trend went away and they tried selling those, everyone realized that they were pieces of shit and
completely lost their ass on them.
most basic. Like, and when I was younger, man, like Jesse James was like, everybody, he was a huge thing in like mid 2000s.
Yep.
But if you've ever seen one of his bikes in person, like they are the most simple, like, I mean, yeah, most of them are like a 200 tire, 180, whatever. But they're a pretty simple bike. Granted, he hand makes a lot of his stuff, but they're a pretty bare bones. They're kind of like the big dogs. Like they're as simple as it comes. And for the money, he was charging like 45, 50 grand to build bikes for people.
Yeah. No, that's Jesse James. The shit. When did Motorcycle Mania come out? That was 01.
Yeah.
So I think I was just in high school then, and that's pretty much why I got into. Well, no, I mean my dad rode and shit like that, but as far as the custom bikes and stuff like that, that was huge. And to see him, I've listened to a couple interviews with him, and he said, the motorcycle world changed when he heated up that piece of aluminum and hit it with a hammer, and that's true.
It is, yeah, 100%.
Nobody had seen that shit until he did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a lot of respect for Jesse James.
Yeah.
As far as bike building goes.
Yeah,
sure. Hell of a fabricator.
Oh yeah. I wish.
Gunsmith, man, his guns are fucking bad to the bone.
Oh yeah, you see his shit on Instagram with his guns.
Oh, yeah.
That's
so cool, man.
That is crazy.
I read that he went to like Israel or something for like a year and studied just worked under a blacksmither in Israel for like a year and came back and said he noticed like a big change and was able to learn quite a bit from that guy.
Yeah, he learned how to do the Damascus shit over there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hear he charges like 50 grand for those guns.
Oh yeah, Lord, absolutely outrageous.
I mean, if you can get it, more power to you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a little rich for my blood.
But. Oh yeah, for sure. But so, what's next for you guys?
Finish this Sportster. Finish fucking Sportster and figure out, the next bike that we feel like doing, whether it be a complete bike that we find a good deal on, or if we want to just jump right into the other frame that we've got sitting around. I mean, we've got some shit sitting that we could put together to the point where we would not need to buy much besides like a drivetrain and, the little random shit that you don't think about until you need it.
Yep.
But yeah, really the next thing for us would be mainly to get that Sportster done. That's on the list.
That's gross.
So you guys, are you guys thinking you're just going to strictly focus on Harleys, or do you think you'll branch out into metric?
Well, we certainly prefer Harleys, but if, again, it really comes down to who's requesting what. So.
Any interest in building metrics for yourself?
Not for me, at least.
Yeah, no, not really. Not unless I came across like some cool CB750 or something, But no, not really.
Very cool. Very cool. Any interest in doing a big twin?
Yep.
Hardtail and chopping that?
I've got that shovel in my garage right now. It's mostly stock, so it's still in a swing arm frame. But I would like to maybe by next year get my shovel in something in a rigid.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm just trying to get it on the road and live out my summertime shovelhead dreams.
What all you have left to do to that?
I just have to pull the clutch out, and one of the inner primary bolts backed itself out, and so I guess once I get the clutch assembly out, I'll be able to see if I have to do any drilling and tapping. But I'm hopefully I can just stick some Loctite on it, put it back in, put it back together, and run it.
Nice. So not much left to do then.
Yeah, not much left. just hard to find time between working and the children.
Those damn kids, I tell you.
Oh, those damn kids. 5 and 2 little heathen
Oh.
boys. So, yeah, they're.
Well, that's the fun age. Wait till you get teenagers, man.
Oh yeah. So I hear. So I can.
Now you gotta watch them less when they're teenagers, though. I guess.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I don't know about my boys.
So, the name Cornfed Customs. Where'd y'all come up with that?
And
That was you, wasn't it?
I don't. We live in Indiana. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there, yeah.
There's a lot of corn.
A lot of corn.
So, man, I don't know. One day it just kind of popped into my head, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And
I think it's kind of catchy.
it kind of,
Cornfed
yeah, I mean,
Customs.
it kind of stuck. So we rolled with it, and that was it.
No, well, that's very fitting for the area.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cows and cornfields. They call y'all Naptown down there.
Yeah, not in my area.
Not in your area?
No, we're like, so I'm taking Lee McCord. He lives in Pendleton, but he used to live like down the road. So we're like borderline McCordsville, and I try to stay as far away from Pelton Pike and east as I can, you know. So.
Yep. Well, yeah. All right, we're coming up on an hour. Anything else you guys want to promote?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, as much as anybody needs to bring a bike, needs paint, needs a chopper built, let us know.
And that's you service the greater Indianapolis area, and like you said, you got paint over in Pennsylvania and all types of places, huh?
Yeah, we've sent paint. There was a guy in New York, like 3 or 4 guys in Pennsylvania. That Softail is still out there in Pennsylvania somewhere. He's an older guy, so I'm sure I'll never see that bike again. He was probably mid-50s, you know what I mean? But kind of the target for that bike, you know what I mean? We didn't expect, you know, a 22-year-old guy to show up with $10,000 and buy that Softail. So, but like I said, with social media for guys that are his age, I'm sure I'll never see that bike again. But yeah, there's some paint work in Alabama too, I think.
And these guys, I don't even really know how they figured out about us. Probably just randomly seeing us on Instagram.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we
it's
we try to post on that Garage Built Cycles and all the Facebook groups that we can. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, yeah, that's how I found you. The Garage Built. I love that Facebook group.
It's a pretty sweet group.
So that's yeah, I definitely need to get a hold of you and order a shirt from you guys.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I think we got plenty left.
Good deal.
Yep.
Oh, shit. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on here and making time, you know, taking out from your holiday weekend to talk with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I have to get you guys back on and talk about the shovelhead and here in a couple months and see what else you guys have got up your sleeves.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
All right, man. Well, you take it easy and enjoy your holiday weekend as well.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, have a good one. See you.